Hello everyone and welcome to coverage of the third round of the FIA F1 2005 season. We're in sunny Bahrain then, and it's Kimi Räikkönen on pole position. Juan Pablo Montoya is second, then it's Michael Schumacher, Jenson Button, Rubens Barrichello, Giancarlo Fisichella, Mark Webber 7th, followed by Nasr, Coulthard and Jacques Villeneuve in the Sauber rounds out the top 10. Let's take a look at the second half of the grid then. It's Trulli 11th, followed by Sato, Klein, Heidfeld, Ralf Schumacher, Fernando Alonso, Montero, Albers, Kartkein and Freitaker. You can see there Alonso then in 16th, his best qualifying of the season. Despite making a mistake, he really hasn't been able to get qualifying right this season, but he has made it up in the races we've seen from the last two races. Anyway, can he make up then for the DNF in Malaysia? Let's find out. We got 5 lights out then, and we are racing on board then with Fernando Alonso for the rest of this race, and you can see he's already up into 14th place. He's got a lightning start off the line, make that 13th. Going down into turn 1 then, he's going to be very aggressive. He knows he needs to make up for his calamitous start to the season, which has only seen him score 1 4th place. But anyway, he is making it up definitely, as he's already up into 10th place and right on the back of the Sauber of Felipe Massa. Can he look at down the inside then, going down to his next corner? Yes, he can. He's made his way up into 9th place, but no, Felipe Massa just drives around the outside of him and he's taking back that 9th place. He's now tucked up behind his Sauber teammate Jacques Villeneuve, who's currently 8th. But anyway, Fernando Alonso then gets a beautiful line out of that corner. A very OP racing line then from Fernando Alonso. Sees him move him to 9th, just he's going wheel to wheel Massa, but he seems to have made that move stick, and now he's going to try and get past his teammate Villeneuve. And just getting the slipstream now, and round this corner, Villeneuve's going to brake, but Fernando Alonso is just going to keep his foot stuck down, go round clean around the outside, and has made that move now up into 8th place. And look who's ahead! It's his teammate Giancarlo Fisichella, who has made a pretty average start then in 7th place. Not the best day for Renault so far, but Alonso is definitely on for a good result, and it looks like he's about to get past his teammate then. Going down to turn 1, can he make a move? Hard on the brakes then, but slightly too early as Fisichella takes a place. It's quite similarly to what we've seen before with Felipe Massa, of course, just driving around the outside of Alonso, and he's made a couple of mistakes there, but anyway, he seems to be back behind Fisichella now, a few corners later, just trying to get a good move, and it looks like he might pull off a similar move. No, he's going to cut to the inside, and that is a brilliant move from Fernando Alonso. He's up into 7th place now. Can he make further progress then, as it looks like he's on the back of one of the Williamses, it looks to be. And he's just trying to get a good run then through here. If he can do the same move again, and he does, he's managed to pull the same trick twice. He's now up into 6th place then, past the Williams, and he's now right on the back of Rubens Barrichello in the Ferrari then. Can he make a move? Getting in the slipstream then down the straight, but he's just pulling out of a bit. He took himself under the rear wing of Barrichello, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's getting the toe down the straight then. The straight line speed of the Renault isn't that great, but it's still good enough for him to make the move and get up into 5th place. He's got the BAR then of Rubens Barrichello. He's got the BAR of either Sato or Button. We're not quite sure. I have to get a bit closer. I do believe it is currently Takuma Sato, but it looks like Barrichello. But Fernando Alonso's run wide, then the pressure has got to him, and Barrichello's stolen 5th place back from the young Spaniard, but looking like Alonso's going to be making the move back here. He seems to have done that pretty nicely, but no, Barrichello has come back then. Alonso's just going to have to sit behind him a bit and just play it patient, you know, not take too many risks. He doesn't want to make any more mistakes. He certainly can't afford not to finish this race after that disastrous Malaysian Grand Prix. But it looks like he's going to go around the outside then. Alonso's pulling this trick again. He just seems to have so much grip around that corner, which is gaining him about half a second to a second a lap on his opponents. It looks like it's Jenson Button then, up in 4th place then. Alonso's then right behind. You can see someone's pitted, hence why he's now up into 4th. But maybe that 3rd then, he's gone around the outside of Jenson Button. The other drivers really need to keep an eye out on this, because Alonso's pulling this trick off on pretty much everyone. Looks like them Button's trying to find a way back past, but Alonso seems to have this one in the bag. It's lap number 5, but no, he's spun at the final corner, and that's a pretty good save not to spin there. He just kind of lost the rear end of the car. But he seems to have got that back in a straight line now, and he can continue on his way trying to get that place off Jenson Button. You can see there Jenson Button then, here he goes, and going down into his next corner, and out of nowhere Fernando Alonso just dives down the inside, parks it on the exit of the corner. He's made that move stick. He's now up into the podium places, but of course once he pits he should come out a bit further down the field. Anyway, then into the pits, then you can see that's a brilliant pit stop from the Renault boys. 4.98 is certainly a new personal best for them this season. Brilliant performance of them, of course. Just to remind you, no tyre change, just a fuel change. But anyway, you can see then everyone who hasn't pitted has now pitted, meaning Alonso is now up into 4th place behind Michael Schumacher, then the defending 7-time world champion. And Alonso is gaining on him with every corner. He's the man on the move this race. After a poor qualifying, he's put that completely behind him and is now one of the fastest guys on track. Can he make a move down to the next corner on Michael Schumacher? Yes, he can, and he parked it on the exit of the corner to avoid any fight back from Michael Schumacher. And now can Fernando Alonso set about the 2 McLarens of Kimi Räikkönen and Juan Pablo Montoya. And it looks like Michael Schumacher is actually coming back at him. He's made the move at the place where Fernando Alonso seems to be making all his moves. And he's going to do it again. He's going to pull off that amazing trick and is now back up into 3rd place. Let's take a look at this move again then. So you can see Michael Schumacher takes the inside line, but Alonso is forced wide, but he just gets the cut back. He just gets the better drive out of the corner, goes clean around the outside of the 7-time world champion and makes his way up into his podium place. And it looks like Michael Schumacher's got him then, and he seems to have made that move stick. But no, smoke is coming out of Michael Schumacher's engine. His calamitous season continues. It's pointless then for Michael Schumacher after 3 races. What a disaster then. He's out of the 2005 Bahrain Grand Prix. And so is Christine Klein, we're hearing. Our pit lane reporters are saying he's entered the pits for retirement, but Fernando Alonso then crosses the line. Here is the podium. Montoya then takes his first win of the season ahead of his teammate Kimi Räikkönen, the championship leader still. It's Fernando Alonso then 3rd place, his first podium of many he'll be hoping of the season. What a fantastic race and a fantastic drive from Fernando Alonso. You can see their confirmation of the result: Montoya, Räikkönen, Alonso, Barrichello, Jenson Button, Webber, Massa, Fisichella takes the last point, then it's Villeneuve and Takuma Sato then rounds out the top 10. Look at the second half of the grid then. Trulli finishes where he started in 11th. Coulthard, Heidfeld, Schumacher, Kartkein, Montero, Freisacker, Albers, and you can see there Christine Klein and Michael Schumacher not classified. Schumacher failing to get to the finish in the points once again. Räikkönen 28 points, then he's got a 7-point lead over his teammate. Then it's Alonso, Fisichella, 2 Renaults of course, then it's Sato, Villeneuve, Button, Barrichello, despite being on pole for the first 2 races of the season, is way down there. You can see there the second half of the standings. We got Klein there in 11th, we got Ralf Schumacher there 14th, Michael Schumacher 19th. Absolutely incredible stuff in the driver standings. Let's take a quick look then at the constructors. McLaren then have a huge lead, 29 points over Renault, and it's BAR, Sauber, Red Bull, Ferrari, Williams, Toyota, Minardi and Jordan. And I hope you guys then have enjoyed coverage of the 3rd round. See you guys next time for Imola. Goodbye.